Attention passengers, this is SNY's Keith Hernandez, and this is a Queens-bound 7 express train, the fastest way to Citi Field to see your Metsies.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another series recap from your 7 Express podcast. I am your host, David from Top Bunk Sports. With my guys, AP and Chris. What up, fellas?
What's good,
I'm
guys?
wearing the hoodie. I'm wearing the hoodie because it's
Mhm.
hoodie AP season out here. I'm cold, just like these dumbass bats.
I
Yeah,
just wanted to say, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but I'm feeling just like the Mets bats, under the weather right now.
in the words of in the words of AP, we are a two-pack of ass. That's that. Listen, I don't even know where to start. Let's just get the positivity
They
out the
should
way.
throw all the bats away. Just leave all of those bats in
Well,
Minnesota. Burn them.
there is
Burn them to the ground. Light them on fire. Throw them into a furnace and just let them burn because they did nothing.
Well, there is
for
a
the-
conversation that I did want to touch on after we kind of recap. I mean, we could kind of talk about that as we talk about game 2 and game 3. But before we get into that, let's obviously get into game 1. Game 1 kind of, gave us kept our ourselves in a good mood per se. Here, I'll put it up on the screen for those of you that want to see it. For those of you that get to see this video, appreciate everybody that supports the pod, by the way. So if you guys see it here, you guys see the score 5-1. Wasn't so bad. Was not so bad. Obviously, Clay Holmes, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, had 8 strikeouts. So one of his best starts as a New York Met. In terms of the offense, I mean, you see the box score right here. Lindor 1 for 5, Juan Soto 1 for 4 with the home run, 2 RBIs. Pete Alonso continuing to rake and to stay hot. I mean, you could just look at his, well, you can't look at it through there. Sorry, but he leads the Mets in every category when it comes to hitting. So that should just tell you enough. Brandon Nimmo, obviously 0 for 4. Mark Vientos 1, et cetera, et cetera. So overall, the Mets played a really good game. 7 hits, 5 runs. They left the Twins with 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors. That was a bad fundy game for Minnesota. So overall, again, it was our game to handle. You see the scoring summary right here. Alonso got it started. Acuna was on base. He scored in. Obviously, the Twins came to tie, but after that, Vientos doubled, scored Alonso. Vientos scored on the error in that same inning. And then, Soto put the cherry on the top for with that home run. But then you go into game 2 and game 3, which game 3 was today, and it was just a head scratcher. Now, I don't want to break that down. I'm gonna kind of leave you guys to break down game 1 and game 2 and game 3, but overall, it was just this disgusting baseball on both games. As you could kind of tell right here, these are the pitching stats. I had the pitching stats open, but the score for the Mets was 4-3. Obviously, Ty France walked it off in the bottom of the 10th inning with Reed Garrett coming in, and they had Byron Buxton, who was a fast runner, at second as their extra runner. The one thing that I did want to say that pertained to game 2 and game 3, as before I get to you guys, is a lot of people have had their opinions on this offense. And I know a lot of people want to put it on the players, and I do too. I think every single player from top to bottom, from Lindor to Juan Soto to the bottom of the lineup, and Carlos Mendoza, right? Carlos Mendoza, no matter what it is, Carlos Mendoza is your manager. So he's gonna take the hit no matter what it is, whether it's a good game, bad game. But I do want to put it on just 2 people. And I think it's very important. I said his name the last 2 days, but I also forgot this guy's name. I wanted to put it on Eric Chavez, and I want to put it on Jeremy Barnes. Those 2 brothers, as much as anybody else, whether it's Mendoza, whether it's Hefner, if you want to talk about the pitcher staff, whether it's this lineup, those 2 guys have to be held just as much when it comes to accountability as anybody in this lineup. And for anybody who wants to know why, it's because as a hitting coach, and I've seen this enough to know, especially now with a lot of technology being involved in that dugout, if everybody sees it, these guys, after an at-bat, whether it's a good at-bat or a bad at-bat, they go back to that lineup and they have iPads in that dugout. So they're able to see their previous at-bats on what they did right and what they did wrong in terms of swing, in terms of stride, where their stance was, everything. They have all the utilage that they need to work on what they did right and what they did wrong in terms of their at-bats. If I'm a hitting coach and I'm standing next to Carlos Mendoza at the top of that dugout, and I see something going on with certain hitters, whether it's Brandon Nimmo, Jeff McNeil, if he was here, even Juan Soto. I don't care if Juan Soto is a vet in this game and he has the experience to adjust. You as a hitting coach can pull that guy to the side and be like, hey, this is what I noticed in your previous at bat. I want to help out. I just want to show you what I saw or tell you what I saw so you can eliminate that from yourself. So as we keep going through this inconsistency with the lineup, it's going to be put on these hitting coaches as well. Why? Because if you're not having conversations with these guys to stop swinging at first pitch strikes, or stop or lay off balls that are outside the strike zone and try to produce more consistent at bats, if you're not having conversations with them, what is the point of having a batting coach? I just want to know. So for anybody that watches this video, or you guys that want to tell me after I'm done with this, you guys want to let me know, please let me know. Because it doesn't seem like our batting coaches are doing enough, that they're standing next to Mendoza, but they're not having conversations with these guys to tell them what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. Fellas, I'll hand it off to you. Let me know your guys' opinion on these three series and overall, what you guys think they could have done better. And then we'll get into the probables for our next series.
Chris, I want to have a back and forth with you with this, because honestly, like, you and me have had these combos, and I want you to converse with me on this and see where I'm at and if I'm like over the top with it. I think I've expressed this a lot and I've talked about this a lot. I hate stupid baseball. And what I saw in this series was stupid, idiotic baseball. And what do you think, Chris? Do you agree with me?
Oh no, of course. I think that's what's everybody's frustration. I don't even think we're mad about the losses. I think we're mad at the way we lose in these games. Game two, what is it? Lindor's very easy out right there in his glove, makes an error, boom, 1-1.
I'm dubbing
And
that the Lindor game, because
yeah,
and
that's
not
the
for a
Lindor
good
game.
thing, because
Because
he
and then
messed that game
the
up.
bottom of the ninth, yep, and the top of the ninth, he had the opportunity, and once again, very bad at bats, swinging at balls and everything, and probably could have gave it to Soto and see what. Which let's be honest, like, what we're gonna see from Soto, like lately, Soto. But so in that game, Soto did last game two. Soto was hitting the ball very bad, a lot better, and then game three is just a whole bunch of dumb mental mistakes, bro. Like Winker running with the ball where Bader has the ball. We all know Bader's a great fielder. Why are you running with the ball in his hand? Like, very dumb mistake. You cost the team a run there. It could have been a bigger inning. We don't know how that inning would have turned out to be. So yeah, I think we're all with you on that. It's not the losses that everybody's frustrated about. It's the way they're losing. Sentimental. I think if we would have seen clean baseball and they would have just clean beat us, I would have been okay with it. Like, yo, you know what? They showed up to play, but we beat ourselves. We should have been 3-0 in this series easily, and goodbye. Like, you know.
Yeah. No, the frustration that I had throughout this entire series, the frustration's been mounting. Like, the offense has not been consistent at all this year. And it's just mounting and mounting as to when are we going to have consistent at-bats? Why is it so hard for the Mets to score any runs? That game two epitomized what the Mets are not doing and what other teams are capable of doing. The Minnesota Twins killed us in game two because they were able to move the runner over to third base with less than 2 outs. And what do? They score the next batter up, sacrifice or hit to. It's just so it's blueprint how to win. The Mets have people. Acuna, I think, got a single, stole right away. What happened to Acuna? Stayed his ass on second. They didn't even move him to third. I don't understand the approach. I don't understand what they're doing. I don't get it. The error that Lindor, the errors that Lindor is making are striking to me because they're not things that we're used to seeing. And it's not because he can't get to the ball. It's not like he's like a throwing error. These are balls that are hit right to his glove and they're bouncing out of his glove. And they're costing the game. That's 2 games now that he's cost us with his glove. Lindor, even if he's not hitting, has saved games with his glove. And that has not been the case this year. I don't know what to make out of what's going on with Lindor and his defense, but it's been not up to his standards. He tried to do too much to try to win that game after that. You could see he was swinging out his shoes that 9th inning when they tried. The Twins begged us to win that game. Threw the ball all over the damn field. The Mets couldn't capitalize because Lindor is swinging out his shoes at a ball that's in the dirt.
The funny thing is that if you remember in that top of the 9th, he was up 3-1. Mm-hmm. And they threw him a breaking pitch inside and he swung out of his feet. And he normally doesn't, like throughout his at bats, and he'll lay off.
The first pitch in that at bat was also in the dirt that he swung at. That no business swinging.
So he was up 3-1. He swung at that breaking pitch, and the first thing I said as soon as he swung, I said Duran's gonna throw him a fastball. He already got him with a breaking pitch. He's gonna surprise him with a fastball. He's gonna surprise him with a heater, and either he's gonna let it go, he's gonna foul tip, or either he's gonna make contact with it, or he's gonna swing and miss. And what happened? So again, that once you get a hitter like that, swinging at nasty pitches like that out the zone, you already have an advantage on him because now you could just control it with whatever you want. His best pitch is his fastball. You saw today when they brought him in the top of the 9th tied game, he was touching 101, 102 with his fastball. So again,
and shout out to the Mets for making Harrison Bader Tony Gwynn. It's so great to see all-star Harrison Bader just go off. Like it was
my God.
There you go. Is it Harrison Bader calling? Maybe he wants to torment us more.
Deschlau sent me his number. Deschlau sent his number to send my number to him. So no, yeah, you're right. It's
Harrison Bader beat us by himself. He beat us by him single-handedly. He beat us on Sunday. Well, this game. Sorry, not Sunday. Game 3. He single-handedly beat us that we're over here calling to trade for him. That's how bad it is. Like, we all know the center field situation. That's another topic for another day for us. But, hey, the guy beat us, bro. Like I was telling you guys before. 2 teams showed up. A first-place team and a last-place team. Unfortunately, we play like the last-place team. And the Twins play like they were first-place team. They came out. They trying to beat us. They were trying to beat us. We came out. You know who we're trying to beat? The Mets. We try to beat ourselves, and that's what we do. Look, listen. It's frustrating that Pete Alonso is single-handedly carrying this offense by himself. Nobody ever expected that this year. Like, if you ask me, we all would have thought. 90% of the fan base would have said Soto would have been carrying this team, or even Lindor. Nobody thought Pete, because of the year that he had last year. And credit to him. And it's unfortunate that he can only do so much. The rest of the guys got to pick it up. Like, Soto striking out 3 times today, horrible. That double play cannot happen, that situation. When you're a guy that is known, especially with the money you're making, and I don't make it about the money. I don't care about that. It's none of my business. Like, that's not my money. But when you're a guy that's known as a great hitter and you hit a little weak grounder to second base, and you get an unassisted double play from the second baseman, it's sad. It's disgusting. But we got to do better, man. We got to do better.
I mean, the only one right now that's carrying is fucking Pete Alonso. And at some point, it's like I said in Tank, shout out to Tank, #Tank was right. And I said in his space that at some point, Pete Alonso is not going to be, it's not going to be like this all the time for Pete. So somebody has to come and pick it up for Pete. And right now, dude, oh boy, I don't know, man. It's just Some people got to start waking up, man. They got to start waking up. The schedule only gets harder. It's not like last year's schedule where things were, it was kind of up and down. Like this is where you got to start playing your best baseball. Thank God that we got off to a so start per se, and we didn't start off like last year where we were 0-5, and AP was already getting his membership card and trying to go to a different fan base. So at least now it's a bit different. Now it's a bit different. I'm sure.
I should have just gone.
I'm sure Chris was probably calling the Boston Red Sox like, "Yo, do y'all have any room for another fan?" 0-5 shit with the Mets is kind of crazy. But again,
also I want to shout out Gary Cohen for the jinx with the only team that hasn't lost 2 in a row. Look at that.
Gary Cohen has to stop saying these stats in these type of situations, man. He's become such a jinx. I don't know what it is, man. Gary, I love you, man. Everybody kind of gives you some type of criticism, but you gotta, Jesus, my brother, you every time, man. Every time he brings up a stat, just where you think you once he brings up a stat like that, shit's gonna go wrong. Because every time he does it, it never goes our way. He's just a jinx. But yeah, man. Listen, it's all about this offense trying to get everything together. I can't say nothing. There's nothing else you could really say besides the offense. The pitching has done what it needed to do. I mean, you go down to the pitching itself. Everybody else did their job. Like, Huascar Barraza started the game. He pitched 1 inning. He was 1, 2, 3. You had Hageman that came in, pitched 3 innings. Gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, but had 4 strikeouts. He kept the Mets in the game. Jose Butto was basically the only one, in my opinion, that suffered. And what I kind of saw from Jose Butto was that he left a lot of pitches up in the zone, and they were able to take advantage of it. A lot of it was his changeup. He really wasn't using his fastball like that. So his changeup really wasn't there. It was kind of flat, and it kind of hurt him a little bit. So, Jose Butto right now is not the Jose Butto that we saw last year. Granted, there's more, we just started, so there's time for Jose Butto to kind of get himself back into shape and get things rolling and kind of get back to the Jose Butto that we saw last year. But everything else, like I said, the pitching has been astounding. Can't really complain. Reed Garrett was in a situation where he didn't have a lead. The Mets had an opportunity in the 10th inning with an extra runner on second base to go ahead and score, and what happened? Couldn't score. You had your 2 best hitters. You had Juan Soto up there. You had, dude, this swinging first pitch it's not helping this team. And when you're in a situation like that where you have runners in scoring position, you have an opportunity to take the lead in extra innings and have your pitcher that's going to close this game out come in with the lead. Like, you have to capitalize on that, and they didn't. And the Twins made us pay for that. Like that. It's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate situation. Fellas, any thoughts?
I mean, the approach has been awful. It's inexcusable. It speaks to not having any idea as to the game situation. There's one thing where you're swinging at a pitch that's like right down the plate, and there's another thing where you're swinging at a ball that's coming at your hands and you have no business swinging because all you're going to do is either pop up or hit it to a specific side where your defense is lined up. That is basically all the Mets did all game for the last 2 games in a row. You see that Minnesota's literally to the left-handed batters, they're lining everybody up on that left-hand side as much as they can, almost like the makeshift shift that they do, where like you have the guy playing up the middle and they're pitching you inside. So if the ball's barreling in on you, I'm definitely not trying to swing first pitch on a ball that's coming in because all you're going to do is weak contact. I just didn't understand the approaches that these guys had. And it's asinine because it was all day. Soto struck out 3 times. You saw Nimmo swing at 4 I think it was 4 first pitch pitches. Like it's just I don't get it. I don't get the approach. It's to me, look, they sucked. The series sucked. Nothing about this was good. Like I'm not finding any silver linings in anything. Like it's just a terrible series. And I am wishing that approach gets buried in Minnesota. I honestly want them to regroup. I don't know. I don't know. Like the offensive has been in on such a malaise that I don't even know if maybe it's time to have like a team meeting to discuss what's happening. They look like they're pressing. Soto in particular looks like he's like going through it. We saw remnants of this when Lindor got the big contract his first year with the Mets, and he played like ass, like Soto's playing right now. And I don't know if it's because of the money. I don't know, whatever, but I haven't seen the Soto shelf one forever. So something seems like it's going on with Soto. He doesn't seem happy. He seems like he's in his head. It seems like a lot of the team is in their head. And I don't know if that's the work of the analytics team, the hitting coaches, but something's got to give. I've talked about maybe changing up the lineup, maybe doing some things, but ultimately you've got to do your job no matter where you are. And nobody's doing their damn job. Up and down that lineup, unless your name is Alonso and maybe an Acuna and maybe a Torrens occasionally, you don't got nobody doing a freaking thing. And it's
Alonso,
really
it's right here too. I think he deserves his flowers right now. So
No, Pete does deserve his flowers because he's been holding us down, but nobody else has. And we need to get out of this. So I don't know what has to happen. I don't know if Mendoza has to throw a chair, if he has to like choke a bitch. I don't know what he's got to do, but he's got to do something. And I mean, I'm just tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. It's been tiring. Even when we win, it's exhausting. That series against Oakland was exhausting. Like we could have lost that series because of the way that they're hitting. That series against the Marlins exhaust. Every series so far has just been, are they going to hit? When are they going to hit? It doesn't seem like they're going to hit. And then you're praying that they don't get no hit because that was on the table against the Marlins. Like, what are we doing? Where's this offense at? I think the expectations, I don't think people were crazy in expecting this team to be better offensively. But so far, they haven't showed up. Can somebody let them know that the season started? These games count. It's not spring training no more. I don't know what else to say. I'm disgusted. I'm frustrated. I need them to do better.
I think that choking a bitch idea might be a vibe. I don't know. It might have to be something to where somebody just grabs her by the throat and just says, "Yo, if you don't wake the fuck up, we might be fucked." But
and if you guys haven't noticed, today is the hide your kitties, hide your wife episode because the frustrations are at all-time high. Well, we don't normally get this, and excuse the language. Honestly, it's just frustration. And there's no room for it. So I apologize to anybody that might be offended because I just really want this team to do better. And honestly, we're not even painting that picture of anything like that. But you need to wake up. The team needs to wake up. We need to do better and take responsibility. I like Lindor taking accountability for the error, but what good does that do after you lose the game? Just play better. Like, take accountability. Yeah, you messed up, whatever, fine. But tomorrow, go out there and be the reason we win. Unfortunately, that didn't really happen much. He was able to get on base, and that led to the rally in the eighth. But where were these people the rest of the game? Where were they? They no-showed for pretty much the entire game. And look what happened.
Yeah, man. Chris, any thoughts?
Oh, the one that frustrates me the most. The Soto was the one that frustrated me, but it's the Memo. Memo is the veteran guy here, though. And if you're gonna, you can literally count how many pitches he saw today. 4, because that's how many at bats he had. He swung at every first pitch. When you say you only saw 4 pitches, Like, how is that helping the team? Like, people say, oh, if he comes through with the first pitch, you're not gonna complain. Yeah, but you gotta read the situation. Like, if you see a guy getting walked on 3 pitches in front of you, 4 pitches, why are we swinging at the first pitch and then hit little Greek grounders? Like, what are we doing? Like, if if you're gonna swing at the first pitch, be ready for it. Swing with authority. No, he keeps swinging, and out of all the first pitches, he only hit one solid to third base, and it was right at somebody. Other than that, it was Greek weak ground balls to second base. What are we doing? Like, come on, we gotta be better than that. Like, these guys are like, it's like with Memo, it feels like he went up there to just get out of the game. He didn't want to have that bat. It felt like I'm just gonna swing right away because I want to get that. I want to get out of it. I want to get rid of that bat. That's what it felt like, and that's no good from a guy that usually takes pitches and sees pitches and is a, as it takes and has great at bats. Lately, he hasn't been doing it. Notice in the in the A's series, he was doing that and he was getting his hits. He had 2 home runs. He took his walks. All of a sudden, next team comes up. Let's say he changes his approach. He's a different guy. Like, you can't be doing this. Like, can't be switching up your routine. Like, I know everybody's pressing because they know that they're not hitting right now. I get it, but don't change what got you where you're at. And this is what I say about hitting coaches and everything. They shouldn't mean anything to nobody because if I'm a baseball player and I got my minutes and I got where I'm at, I'm not gonna listen to a guy that knows less than me and change my approach. I'm not doing that. Like, this is what I never understood, coaches telling players to change their approach. Why are you doing that if that's what they got them there in the first place? Like, you telling me you're gonna go tell Mike Trout, yo, I think you should be doing this. No, what? How is Mike Trout Mike Trout? What he does? Like, this is why I don't understand baseball players letting analytics and coaches get into their head. No, be you, be what you do. Like, stop listening to these numbers and analytics and all this because it could be that too. It could be that people frustrate with numbers and be like, oh, you know what? I see your first pitch fastball. I'm gonna hit it. Like, no, no. Be what you are. See pitches, wait for your pitch, and swing. Stop listening to people that are no better than you. Like, you are where you are because of what you do. That's it. That's the only thing that I never understood about like coaching and managing and everything. Like, I get it. They're coaches. They're gonna give you ideas and everything. But like the whole Soto situation. Like, why are you coming out of what you are? You're an on base demon. What are you trying to do? Trying to play hero? No, that's just why Pete is this. Remember the protection conversation? Didn't you want Pete to protect you? He's doing that, right?
I don't even. I don't even
continue
want to get that one. That's a whole
So
different.
it's like a whole. I never understood that conversation of the whole coaching and all that stuff, but these guys just got to play better. And I don't want to hear excuses because they talk about the weather and all this stuff. Oh, but wait till weekend night. Listen, this weekend is going to be nice weather in New York. And if I hear another excuse about the weather, with nice weather coming up, I don't want to hear the excuses, bro. I don't want to hear. Well, we're going to hear that the bats are moist because it's too warm, that they're slipping out of their hands. Go. The torpedo bats don't work. Like, what are we going to hear, bro? What's next?
So, and you talking about this next series? I'm looking at the pitching matchups.
But
And-
before you get into that,
Oh.
exactly what you just said, Chris, about how how whether it's analytics or coaches that they shouldn't have to tell these guys what to change. That's exactly what these hitting coaches in Jeremy Barnes and Eric Chavez should be telling Nimmo. Don't go away from what brought you here to the dance. Like, let's go back to the Brandon Nimmo that you were before this, because I believe it's analytics. I think analytics changed Brandon Nimmo into trying to become more of a power hitter. You're not that, brother. You're not. You've never been that. Like, he's just trying to develop this uppercut swing all of a sudden. And yes, does he have the power? Absolutely, we have seen it. But that's not you. You're not a power hitter. You have never been a power hitter. We have power hitters, for example, like Pete Alonso here for that. So it's just, again, he's a vet now. He's seen enough to understand that adjustments can be made. And this is why I've said, as much as I don't want to take the responsibility away from the players because they are old enough and they're smart enough to make those adjustments on their own, at the end of the day, sometimes players can be too much in their heads where they need somebody like a Chavez or like a Bunce to sit them down and be like, look, this is what I've seen that you've gotten away from. I just want to show it to you and I just want to explain it to you so that way you can have an understanding. So that way your next approach, you can have a better approach coming up. That's it. But I don't see that. And I'm sure, shout out to Queens Baseball and the Discord. I'm sure because in the space, somebody mentioned that you guys were talking about that in the Discord. I honestly agree. I don't see no conversation being had. And a lot of conversation needs to be had with the Juan Soto, with the fucking Lindor right now, and most importantly, with the Brandon Nimmo. There's one player that I do want to bring up, though, that is not really going to be talked about on the box score, and that's Luis Angel Acuna. Luis Angel Acuna has played a fine second base. And although his numbers right now, you see it right there, is 1 for 4, he's staying in at bats. He's not striking out quick. He's fouling off pitches that he needs to follow up. Yes, not a lot of it has resulted in base hits, but he's out there fighting. He's not taking first pitch hacks like a lot of these vets are. This young kid has having way more better at bats than half these vets are right now. Then on top of that, he's playing a really good second base. So I just want to show him some love and show him some positivity. And also, as much as we do kill him, show Brett Beatty some love today because he did have 2 hits on the game. So he came to play as well. So shout out to those 2 guys because obviously they came to fucking play and the rest of these guys didn't. But AP, you brought it up, the probables for our game, our series tomorrow at home, starting against St. Louis. If I'll put the list up here, and if you want to continue what you were saying, you can go.
Nah, I was just looking at the pitching and the pitching matchups. It's not going to get easier. The schedule's definitely getting harder.
Wait, AP, before you say that, as long as they don't have a 70 ERA, I feel confident.
One, we don't have none of that. We got Palante tomorrow with a 2.20 ERA, so we get to face him on Thursday.
I feel good about that.
All right. Then we have, I lied. Then we got Mikolas, who has an 0-2 9 ERA on Good Friday.
Oh, it's over.
Let's see if we have a Good Friday. Then we have Liberatore, who's got a 3.93 ERA. And lastly, Sonny Gray comes in this game, last of the 4-game series on an Easter Sunday, with an ERA of 3.31, and he's 3-0. This series is not going to be no pushover. The Cardinals come in hot. They're playing their best baseball now because, of course, that would happen. And the Mets are playing their worst brand of baseball right now. So I don't know what we're going to do, but we've got to get out of this, I don't know, malaise or sleepwalk, whatever you want to call it. Previewing the series, shout out to Amish, she couldn't make it today, but previewing the series, if you're gonna ask me who I expect to do anything tomorrow against this guy, surprising enough, but not really, because he was in the division with them. The guy that's done the most damage against this guy is Teron Taylor, who has gotten off to a little bit of a slow start. Out of 8 at-bats, he's got 3 RBIs, and he's batting .375 with an OPS of .875. Marte's 1 for out of 3. He's 1 for 3 with the .667. I mean, starting center field, can we get some production? Can we get something from you? Because we need something. So I'm going to rock with Tyrone Taylor for tomorrow. I'm hoping that he breaks out of whatever he's going through. And we just need production, man. I just want to see good at bats. I want to see making the pitcher work counts and going the opposite way if you got man on second or third with less than 1 out. Like, just do the little things to get these runs, man. We got to manufacture runs. Bunt the guy over if you need to. At this point, I don't care who you are. I don't care what the back of your your baseball card says, man. Do whatever. Honestly, at this point, I'm so tired of losing games because our offense is dead. So if it means Soto dropping down a bunt, F it. Drop down a bunt. Do whatever. I get these runs in. How about that?
His team doesn't have the next man mentality approach, and that's the problem. Again, I will continue continue to make everybody's ears bleed and keep bringing in the numbers of running and scoring position, because this team, for some reason, when they have runners in scoring position, they seem to get scared and they seem to be allergic to scoring. But when they don't have runners in scoring position, guys just want to fucking tee off.
Oh, they get hit.
Never make any sense to me. It never makes any sense. I don't get it. I'm sick and tired of the bullshit. I'm sick and tired of it. Listen, I was a proponent of saying, hey, the weather is different. Give them some time. It's early. I'm done with that. They're 20 games in already. Tank was right, man. Hashtag Tank was right. They're 20 games in. At some point, we can't keep giving these guys excuses.
Yeah, hashtag Tank was right. Pete Alonso.
Yeah, yo, Pete Alonso right now might as well fly himself to just go home by yourself, bro. Don't even be around that team. Find a different way. Just be by yourself. Don't even hang out with them. Don't go to team dinner with them. Do not let the negativity or the inconsistencies of the rest of the lineup stench be around you, because you're super hot.
No. What we need is that everybody touch Pete Alonso's bat. That's what we need.
I hope, because it doesn't seem like it's working. It doesn't seem like it's working. So they need to do something. I hope that them coming back home and being in a comfortable area is gonna attest to them, waking up and playing some really good baseball. Because again, this isn't a pushover team. This Cardinals team right now, listen, as of right now, this Cardinals team looks like a wild card team. I'm not going to put them as a division team, but I'll definitely put them as a wild card team. They're playing really good baseball right now. Their hottest hitter, Nolan Arenado, is playing really good. So they need to figure it out. They need to figure it out. And like I said, hopefully them coming back home and having a weekend series can definitely be a spark for what it is. But fellas, any last comments before we wrap it up here?
I'll wrap it up with this. Do better.
Chris?
Yeah, that's it. Just do better. That's it. Just have better at bats. Don't make the stupid mistakes. Stop doing mental mistakes. That's all.
And there's nothing else I could say. The boys hit it on the nail, man. Just stop playing like a bunch of little bitches. That's what I'll say. Like AP said, this is not an episode for kids, so I can curse as much as I want. Stop playing like a bunch of fucking bitches, please, because this ain't you. This is not you. A bunch of everybody looks like they're over aggressive, doing too much, bad, and they just look so like unprepared, so uncoordinated. And it's not them. It's not them, especially Lindor, man. I love Lindor to death. I will go to bat for that guy. I will defend him as much as I can as a fan. But we gotta hold him accountable just as much as anybody else. We want to put him as an unnamed captain. We gotta hold him accountable as a captain. So it starts with Lindor, leadoff hitter, tone setter. Starts with him, and then after that it's Juan Soto. Everybody talks about. Listen, I said from the beginning, I wanted my 1 through 4 to be Lindor, Vientos, Soto, and Pete. If you're gonna keep it as your 1, 2, and 3 within Lindor, Soto, and Pete, then those 3 guys are your best hitters, and those are your 3 guys that gotta set the tone for the rest of the game. If those 3 guys, extracting Pete as of right now because he's hot, but if Soto and Lindor are not setting the tone for this game or for your big moments in certain innings when you're able to score and they have the chance, then we're gonna have a problem. Because as of right now, the middle to the bottom of the lineup are not producing as well. So guys got to figure it out. And like I said before, I will stand on this. Our hitting coaches got to take as much of the blame as everybody else does in the lineup. Because if certain guys are struggling, what are you doing to help them out? What are you doing on and off the field to have conversations with them to not only see where their approach is at, but to also see where their heads are at? Something's got to be done within our hitting coaches as well. But that being said, we got a brand new series starting tomorrow on Thursday. Fresh, clean slate. Obviously, we don't forget about this series. We don't brush it off a little bit. We use it to try to build off of a little bit and try to use so we don't make those same mistakes that we did today and yesterday. But we're back home, so it feels good to be back home, and let's take care of home field advantage, because we've only lost 1 game at home. So, let's try to build on that and let's try to win. But to you guys, Dave from Top Bunk Sports, you guys, Chris, AP, it's the 7 Express podcast. We will check you guys out on another episode. Peace out.
This is SNY's Gary Cohen, and this train ride is over. This is the last stop on the train. Please exit onto the platform. Thank you for riding with us.